Hi, my name is Heather, and I wanted to record this brief video just to go over the program and the project that I am working on and why I'm here asking for your assistance with that, and why I'm so passionate about it. So the program that I'm working on is called P.A.S.S, which is short for Promoting and Advocating Self-Sufficiency. To give you a little background on me, these pictures are not of me, by the way. I am a single mom. I have 3 children. And as a single parent, I was working in the workforce in an office job for many years, and I was struggling for many years. The reason that I was struggling was because my childcare was more expensive than my rent. And I was put in such a poor financial position because of that I ended up having to go and apply for government assistance, which is something that I never in a million years thought that I would ever have to do. But in order to take care of my family, that's what I needed to do. So currently, government assistance provides food stamps, cash assistance, medical assistance, child care assistance, and more. And I was on all of these, every single one, food stamps, cash, medical, every one of them, in order to be able to take care of my children and absorb the cost and the difference of child care assistance. While I was in the system, I was in it for many years, I realized how broken it was and how difficult it was to get out of it once you were in it. And I'll explain that in just a minute, but it is something that many people find themselves stuck in. And the reason being is because the system continues to keep you struggling, and struggling is not success. The programs are currently not set up in a way that promotes self-sufficiency. Their structure is one that almost always promises failure. It is entirely too hard to get out of them once you're in them, and it is way too easy to get in them. But for example, from my case, okay, from my situation, and this is in the state of Colorado, which is where I live. It may be different in various states, but I would imagine that it's pretty similar considering this is a nationwide problem. Okay, but there is a massive difference between the income cutoff guidelines for child care assistance and what you would actually need to earn in order to pay for child care assistance. So the difference between the income cutoff for childcare and what I would need to earn annually to actually afford childcare is $15,000 a year. I don't know about you, but I've never gotten a $15,000 a year raise, and many people out there don't either. You know, I can't imagine that someone working at McDonald's or Walmart or anywhere else is going to get that big of a bump in income. So, but here's the kicker. If I made even $1 over the income limit for child care assistance, I would lose it. It was gone. Or it was significantly cut, whether I could afford the child care at that point or not. And that is what causes a vicious circle. So if I could not afford child care, my kids couldn't go to child care, which means I couldn't work, which means I lost my job, which means I would where? Right back on assistance because I needed help taking care of my family because I no longer had a job. It is a vicious cycle, and it's one that I was in for a very long time. I actually literally went to an employer one time and asked them if they could lower my salary so that I would not lose my child care assistance because I knew there was no way they were going to give me a 15 grand increase. So I needed them to lower my income so that I wouldn't lose my child care and I could still work. It is a vicious cycle. Very hard to get out of. There's so much wrong with the system. You could spend days going over it, but I decided that I wanted to find a way out. And I did. And the only reason I did was by working from home. Now stick with me, don't run away. I am not preaching a get-rich-quick scam. I am not asking for help developing a business opportunity where people have to invest in order to, that's not what it is. I went through all of that when I was looking for a job, and I would never ever in a million years offer that to somebody. The program that I am offering is actually one to promote self-sufficiency, learning new skills and a new outlook. It is not something that anybody will pay for to get. Okay, this is something that I would like to offer to the Department of Human Services, to various parenting groups, to mothers who or women who have been abused and who have left and are living in shelters and feel that they have to go back to an abusive situation because they can't even think of a way to support their family on their own and get out of that situation. That is what I'm offering. That is what I'm looking at developing. This program will give them the ideas, the skills, and the mentoring that they need to learn how they can work on their own and get off of government assistance. I ended up getting out of the programs by starting my own business as a virtual assistant. If you're not sure what that is, look it up. It's a great thing, you know. But I work from home, thereby negating my need for childcare assistance, which took out the biggest expense, the second biggest expense that I had. I know two-parent households where they are still struggling financially because one parent is working to pretty much pay for childcare, and it's just not working for them. So I was able to do it working from home so that I don't have to pay for childcare, and that is what my program is promoting. Really sitting down with these people, these individuals, single moms, single dads, dual income families, whatever, to say, you know what, think outside the box. How can you start becoming self-sufficient? You are getting a hand up, not a handout. Okay? Because most of these people who are receiving assistance, just like I was, they were probably, I know personally, I was horrified. I was absolutely mortified and totally embarrassed that I even had to go and stand in that line. That I had to stand in that line and walk up to that window at Human Services and tell someone, I can't take care of my family on my own. Please help me. That is the worst feeling ever. I felt like a failure. And that type of feeling is a poison, and it can spread, making you feel like you are truly worthless. So why should you even try? And this system is set up in a way where you are constantly being beat down and brought back into it. So you get to a point where you just give up. And that is where the issue is. That is where people get stuck. And this program is going to be designed to give them hope, to give them a new outlook of a way that they can do this, to empower them so that they will be able to financially succeed and stay out of the system. So that is why I'm here asking for help. This video ended up being a little longer than I anticipated, but I hope that you stuck with me. And if you did, I am asking again for help. But this time I am asking for a cause, for a good reason, and for what I hope will eventually catch fire and hopefully be implemented across the country. Because imagine if people can go through this program and start realizing that they can do this, they will stop being a drain on the economy and start contributing to the economy. And that can only help. So if you can help, please do so. I would really appreciate the donation. If you're unable to, I completely am understanding about that and I am okay with it, but I do ask that you please pass this information on to somebody else who may be able to help, because I really truly believe in this, and I know that there are so many people out there that if they are just able to find this direction where they are able to succeed on their own, they will do it, and they will do it with such drive that it will amaze people. So thank you so much for your time. Again, donate if you can, pass it on if you can't, and thank you so much and have a fabulous, fabulous day.